Hey there, golf fanatics. Jeff Ritter here, coming to you from my academy, Make the Turn Performance at the Pronghorn Resort in Bend, Oregon. Coming up next, my favorite self-coaching technique to fix any ball flight.
My name is Lydia.
My name is Henrik.
My name is Eric.
And for me, golf is more than a game.
All right, so for this lesson, I want to share with you a very valuable tool in self-coaching known as trapping. So here's the deal. Right now, you've got an unreasonable ball flight that you're trying to manage your way out of. You're slicing it too much, you're hooking it too much, you're hitting it too high, you're hitting it too low. Whatever it is, this ball flight is mucking up your ability to shoot some reasonable scores. So one of the fastest ways that you can ultimately find the ball flight that you're looking for is through an exercise known as trapping. And it's really designed to help you understand how important it is to exaggerate in your intention, in your sensation, in your action, relative to what's happening now in the pursuit of trying to find this new ball flight. So in essence, all pursuit of progress in golf development, it comes through the pursuit of the opposite, right? So here's what I mean. So if you're in our golf school, I might have you before me, and what I would do is I would say, we're going to play a little game where I have a number in my head, and I just want you to guess that number. So obviously, you're not able to participate because you're sitting at home, but if I had that number, you might say, okay, my first guess is 4. Now, off of that answer, I'm going to tell you if it's the correct number, if it's too high, or if it's too low. So right now, I'll tell you that 4 is too low, so you would guess again. Now, based on my experience, the guesses that I received during this little activity, they all seem to be a little bit too close, right, to the number that you originally shared. So 4 becomes 8, and I go, too low. And then 8 becomes 12, I go, too low. Then 12 becomes 20, too low. 20 becomes 25, too low. Well, here's the deal. The number is 250. That's the number I have in my head. So how long is it going to take us to get from 4 to 250 if every single guess that we offer is very, very close to the one that occurred before it? So this is what happens when you're struggling with your ball flight. You have the right information to fix your slice, but every shot you hit is still a slice because the actions that you're making, they're still too similar to the actions that you're making with the ball flight that you're trying to get away from. So here's how you would more effectively play this little numbers game. So I've got my number, we already know it's 250, but you go ahead, you offer up your first guess, you say 4, I say too low. Your next guess, if you know how to play this game, is going to be 500. I'm going to go, oh, 500, that's too high. Well, now you know that my number is somewhere between 4 and 500. It's trapped in between these two extremes. This is what we have to do to try and trap the swing shape, the club face, the angle of attack, whatever you're working on, to improve our contact in a way that's actually going to take ball flight A, which might be slicing, and transition it into something that's going to be more palatable for scoring. So very quickly, once you create the trapping scenario, you can systematically or incrementally work your way very quickly down and find that my number was 250. So if you're going to apply this to working on your golf game, let's say you're just working on your pitching, and let's say that you're having trouble with your directional control. Let's say that you're setting up nice and square, but every shot you hit is traveling too much to the left of your target. Instead of trying to hit shots on a straighter line, the fastest way to improve would be to set up with the exact same alignment and then change your swing shape and club face to the opposite degree where you can miss a few to the right. Well, I miss them to the left all the time. I've just demonstrated that I can miss to the right. Well, now my perfect club face and swing shape are trapped in between those two, and I got a ball very quickly traveling on a straight line towards my target. It's really that simple, and it's a technique that players have been using for as long as this game has been played to help find the ball flight they're looking for. Think about it back in the day. PGA Tour, LPGA Tour, no coaches walking around like you see on TV these days. No video, no radar, none of the technology that we have to help us play a better game. All they had was a recognition of what was happening now. They would go back to the range, they would pursue the opposite ball flight, they would trap their ideal ball flight between those extremes, find a feel, go back to the course the next day, and hope to put up a good score. So I hope this helps with your game. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll answer as many as I can.